something that was in private, and we know how Hollywood protects their own and their celebrities, you're still going to be on the outside looking in. Like what he I don't feel like he's done. If you were getting blackballed, what do you think this is going to stop you? If Jada and Will were able to blackball you before, let's say that's what was happening, they're definitely going to fucking do it now.
I mean, but at the end of the day, you got to clear your own conscience.
True, I guess
He had
so.
to clear his own conscience.
What do you think about Jada saying she's calling herself to the red table? This is gonna
I
be her
mean, that was smart of
episode,
her to
right?
get ahead of it. She has a
Yeah,
good
you got
PR
to.
person because she couldn't just ignore it. This is not the first time this rumor has come about, but it is the first time somebody within the confines of their relationship spoke openly about it. So it's very smart of her. Now, if she doesn't have Will and August at that table with her, then there's no point in watching it.
Oh, after August's post on what I'm thinking, but his IG post, he's not gonna be on the fucking red table talk. It's not happening. It's not August is not gonna
What's
be
the
there.
point of doing it then?
Who knows? I guess we'll see. Like I think either way, it's gonna be a huge viewership for her. Now, I can even see it this way. Like you got to think as a marketer, like you said, if she comes out and it's just her. I don't know if she even be like her mom will be there, but let's just say it's her for some reason, her and some other person talking about it. Then you can spin this out into like 3 more episodes, because then you can have the episode with you and Will, then you can have the episode with you and August, or all three of you guys. So like it's not as a PR person and marketing, someone someone who's running a brand, I think we're gonna be getting this for a while on Red Table Talk.
I don't want to keep hearing about this. I don't care that much. I don't care that much. I don't even care enough to watch this first one that she's gonna do.
You gonna watch it? Don't act
Especially,
like you're not gonna watch
I
it.
probably won't. I'll probably watch clips of it that people cut and put on Instagram, but I'm not gonna sit and watch the whole 30 minutes to an hour of some shit that she just gonna try to clear her name for. I don't. Because I don't believe her at this point. Like it's been happening so long, and the rumor's
Yeah.
been so old. Like I wouldn't believe anything that she says. And if she tells the truth, I would be very surprised.
I got you. I got you. All right. Well,
Mm-hmm.
fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's go ahead and move into our actual topics for this week. You got one on here that I am really excited. Well, two of them on here. So these topics this week, Tia has finally, like, let me not say finally like a negative, but Tia is really putting her imprint on Love Less Than Badass Soul with this shit. So something that I don't think as a culture we talk about enough is therapy. So you presented a question and a topic for us to talk about. Would you do couples therapy with a person that you're courting? Do you
Mm.
want to take this one away first?
Um, actually, okay, sure. So I was just thinking about, being older and dating and getting to know people and being as though I love therapy and counseling because, we talk very openly about having done it before. I think I don't think it would hurt anything. I think it would help more than it would hurt, especially if it's someone that you're seriously courting and want to be in relationship with. It'll help you get through things, um, maybe understand each other a little better. So I would do it for sure.
I'm
And I
not
would
doing
suggest,
shit
to me,
that's
it's kind
couples,
of like,
nothing with somebody I'm just courting. Like we would have to be more than courting for me to be willing to go to therapy with you.
but
That's just my
courting,
point. I'm all for couples therapy. I really do think it helps. Like especially if you're like once you're in a serious relationship, I think that it helps some of the communication barriers. Especially if you like want to build a future with somebody, I'm all for couples therapy. But an instance like this where it's not really like you're not a couple, like you're and you tell me if you meant something different by courting, because when I hear courting, we're not officially a couple. I don't even know if I want to be with you. I definitely don't want to sit in front of no therapist and spill my heart out in front of you if I'm not sure I want to be with you.
well, to me, courting is the step before engagement. So some people would consider it, okay, we're officially together. And then some people would use that as, you know, I don't know. I think it just depends on how you look at courting. Because courting to me, if I'm courting somebody, that means I'm spending money on you. I'm spending a lot of time with you. I'm getting to know your kids if you have them and your family. Like we are seriously in
Mm.
this to see what is going to happen and
See,
your
that's not
future
courting to me.
plans.
courting to me is the process of me letting you me showing you that I am truly interested in getting to know you and building something. It doesn't mean that we're building yet, in my opinion, of courting.
Oh, see, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Two different definitions.
Yeah, yeah. See, so and I'm not saying one way's right or wrong. Like I'm not saying that because I think everybody has their own view. So like, and this is why it's important to have communication in relationships, right? Because just like me and you see courting as two completely different things. Now imagine if we were trying to work out a relationship, and I'm like, well, yeah, I'm trying to court you, and your brain goes to one thing, and I'm sitting here thinking completely another. This just highlights the importance of
Exactly.
communication. So.
Because to me, your definition is more dating, not courting.
See, I always look at courting as what comes before dating. Now, hold on, I'm just gonna
Oh,
I'm just gonna
courting
I'm
comes after dating,
no.
before
So
engagement.
here's courting. This is what I'm gonna say. Um, Courting is one way is to try to attract a mate. Is one definition of courting. Another one, pay special attention to someone in an attempt to win their support or favor.
Yeah, that
See,
don't sound right.
that and that's why I said it's not. I'm not saying like that's just the literal definition. How much shit do we go off the literal definition of? I just wanted to point out. I'm a yeah. So but all right. So I mean that's a cool thing. But I fully and 110% agree with couples therapy. I just want to make that clear. Couples therapy will always get a go from me personally. Like I love hearing people say that they either went are going to or are open to couples therapy because I think that's ultimately going to help more than it definitely hurts. But let's move on. Next topic, something that you actually recently experienced, right? And I don't know how much you want to get into that. Like that's a personal thing that me and you've talked about. So if you want to talk about it here, I'll let you jump into that. But we're going to be talking about gaslighting. And I know I'm going to have some takes that are going to piss some people off on this one. So what do you want to do? How do you want to do this one?
Okay, so for those who don't know what gaslighting is, it is a form of psychological manipulation in which a person or a group covertly sows seeds of doubt in a targeted individual or group, making them question their own memory, perception, or judgment,
Mm-hmm.
often evoking in them cognitive dissonance and other changes, including low self-esteem. So, I've had a few situations with the same person for years now of gaslighting, and it irks my nerves. But now that I've discovered what it is, and most of the time when people do it, they're doing it on purpose because they want to get a
Mm-hmm.
specific reaction out of you. So once I recognized that, I stopped responding. But for the longest time, I was the person that was like, why are they saying this to me? Like, I don't understand. Why apologize for it later and then say it again? If you didn't mean it, why you keep saying it? Like, I was the person trying to figure out what the other person's thought process was and why they were saying certain things to me that they should not have said. But again, once I recognized, okay, they're just doing this to get a rise out of me, and the minute they don't get a rise out of me, they'll shut it down. That's
Mm-hmm.
exactly what happened. But have you been gaslighted?
Oh no, because I don't give a fuck enough about what people say or think to be gaslighted.
Even in a
Um,
relationship aspect, you've never been gaslighted.
Fuck no. Come on now. Never. Um,
That's
Gaslit.
hard to believe.
Why is that hard to believe?
People probably did it to you, but you didn't care enough to respond.
Then it's not. It's gaslighting is only gaslighting if it's successful. To me, if you're not successful in what you're trying to convince me of or pull the wool over my eyes, so to say, then I just see like you're just looking dumb. So you're not gaslighting me. Like seriously, like you can't convince me of some shit. But and here's the thing that I want to talk about with gaslighting. And I said that may get me in trouble. Um, is that I think, and I don't take away from people actually being gaslit. I like in those situations I understand, but I think it's become such a thing now. It's almost become like how toxic masculinity became. That the moment somebody saw something that they didn't like in a man, oh, you were being toxic, and that turned into a whole thing. I think sometimes now people use saying they're being gaslit. If, for example, you come to me, let's say I'm out with the boys, right? I'm out with the boys, and you're like, I know you doing XYZ and I'm really just out with the boys kicking it. I've seen situations where somebody's like, no, you're tripping. I'm literally out with the boys and I just had one shot. And they're like, you just trying to gaslight me. That's not gas. You are wrong. And so I think some people now, because they want to believe so hard, like, or go into some of their insecurities, or go into some of, or just believe some of their first thoughts. And they're so afraid to be proven, they're so afraid to trust somebody and be proven wrong. They throw everything under the gaslighting spectrum, and that's an issue in of itself. Like, and it's hard to balance because there are a lot of motherfuckers who gaslight, both intentionally and unintentionally. So I understand it. I'm not saying that I don't understand why people or some women now have that fear that they're automatically being gaslit when they just so truly believe something's happening, and the man's like, no, that is not what's happening in this case. I understand why they are fearful of being gaslit, but we got to find a balance between it, man.
I agree. Some people use it and it's not what's being done. I agree.
I got the perfect example so I was actually accused of being gaslit. So I was talking to this person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know how I do my IG stories, right?
Right.
So it was two situations. Somebody, well, the one other one's funny, so I'll leave that one out. But so I was in my IG story, and someone made a comment about, what was it? It was like rape my feet or something, right? Because everybody knows I like feet. They were like, rape my feet. It
Mm-hmm.
was my fucking cousin joking because they're like, nigga, you like feet, rape my feet, like talking shit. So in the way that I responded, I was like, no one's gonna, like, your feet are ugly, or like, you crazy as hell. I said something like that, and the chick that I was talking to her now, she was like, oh, that must be some bitch you fucking. I'm like, no, you're tripping. And she was like, so like, you look stupid because that was my cousin talking shit about me because she knows I like feet. And she's like, you're just trying to gaslight me and whatnot. So I sent a screenshot of it. I never heard from her again because she was so embarrassed
Really?
at the fact that she accused me of gaslighting her and I proved her wrong. She just disappeared. And it's like, that's an issue, right? If you're going to sit there and say and accuse me of gaslighting, and then when I prove that no, you're literally just tripping, at least be woman enough to then be like, oh, well, my bad. But instead, it's like you just disappeared.
How you just disappeared
So,
though?
and I'm big on proving motherfucker. I love, like, and that's my pettiness, but I love when somebody's trying to, like, say that something's one way and I can prove them 100% wrong. Like, I live for moments like that. So I'm just sitting here. I'm like, and when I say she was hot and going off, so I was just sitting there like, and then I was like, all right, check your phone. And then I don't, I don't think somebody's ever blocked me so quick.
Oh my gosh, that was stupid. Why can't
But
she just be like, my bad?
and
She,
that's what
I
I'm
mean, she's probably embarrassed, but still.
exactly, like, it's just it's funny or whatnot. But people are like, and that's why I say, like, I understand, I truly understand it, because one thing that I always say is that black women are completely underappreciated. I understand, and then because I recognize that, I don't necessarily get offended when a woman thinks she's automatically being gaslit or lied to, but then be open to be proven wrong, and that's
Yeah.
that's that's the issue. But yeah, I've seen some bad situations in which I like, and I know men don't do it enough, and I think we need to call each other out. But I've seen my bros, I'm not even gonna lie, gaslight some women, and I've just been like before I even like knew really what it was, and now I'm just like, bro, man, we got to do better, man. We got to do better, bro. That's why I
It's
tell all my
one
friends,
thing.
I'm not gonna lie for you. Like, I'm not, if I know you doing something and your girl calls me, all I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna lie for you. I'm gonna be like, you need to talk to your man. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm because because I, like, for real, like, it's gotten crazy, man. It's gotten crazy. But I think one thing that we do as men, like, we're afraid to be the ones. I don't know, this is a side tangent, but we're afraid to be the ones that are looked at as like going against the bro code, or you being a bitch,
Yeah.
man. XYZ, but we gotta hold our brothers more accountable. That's for real,
Yeah.
man. It's fuck shit is fuck shit.
Yes, and the crazy thing is, and I think I was saying this on one of my lives earlier this week, a lot of times y'all don't even know the bullshit that y'all friends do to women
Oh yeah,
because
no,
they're embarrassed for
yeah,
their friends to know. So when a lot of times when we come from our perspective of what men do, and y'all are like, no, we don't do that. We be like, yes, the fuck y'all do. You just don't know your friends do that bullshit, but they be doing it. They
Yeah.
be stalking. They be texting back to back to back. They be blowing up phones. They be keying
See,
cars. They be doing all types of shit y'all just don't
and
know about because they're
and the thing
embarrassed.
that I've had to realize too is that like everybody isn't like I'm so laid back and go with the flow. Like I ain't double texting nobody. I'm not stalking. If you if you want your space, I probably need and I always want space. So like we good, right? But I've seen some shit like I've seen my bro like I'm not giving any names. So when I say bro, I don't mean my actual brother that passed away. I'm talking about my general bros. But I've seen motherfuckers that I know like take the gas line out of a car so they woman couldn't leave while they were out of town. Like, and I'm like,
Crazy
and
shit.
the shit that I don't. If you have to do all that for somebody you with, why the fuck are you with them?
Yep.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't get why people choose to do all this crazy shit to stay with somebody. And it's like, don't you rather be with somebody you ain't got to do all that shit with?
I don't want to check nobody.
I don't want to check behind. In the group, there was that post today of like going through your woman's phone. And my immediate thing was like, if you feel like you got to go through her phone, like you need to give it back to the streets and give yourself back to the streets. Like, I just don't have, like, literally the
Mm-mm.
person I'm with can leave their phone unlocked right on my desk podcasting, and I will not have an inkling to go through it. Like it's just not something in me at all. Now, if it's in front of me and I see somebody text you a pic of a dick and it comes up, yeah, I'm going to look. But I mean, like because I've seen it now. But I mean, like just like in general, like you would have to do so much for me to do like it would have to be so much that would have to happen for me not to trust you on a level to where I got to go through your phone that before we even get to that point I'm going to cut you off. Like real talk. Like before we even get to the point where I got to feel like I got to go through your phone, you're affecting my energy too much. You got to go.
Yeah.
Cuz that's not me. Like that's just something that's not me at all.
I've been through a phone once.
I just I'm
It's
not
not
saying I've
something
never
that
done
I do,
in
but
my younger
I've done it.
years. In my young I'm gonna be honest. In my early 20s, me and my girl used to exchange like here, you can go through mine. I need that. Like I'm not saying that I've never been to it. I understand, like
You
I
needed to
understand,
see it.
especially young people. But like as a grown ass man and somebody who's been married, I can honestly say I have never, when I was married, felt like going through my wife's phone. It just wasn't something that I felt like for real, like, and she's gone through mine a couple. And it's funny because every time she ever went through mine, I was like, now you're gonna be sucking a lot of dick tonight because you didn't find shit. So you need to be happy you ain't found something. You got to suck a lot of dick tonight, like. But like it's crazy. It's crazy, man. I don't.
Not suck a
And
lot
if,
of dick
and
though.
and if we just in the talking stage and you go through my phone and find something, that's on you. You wanted to be heard because we just talking.
Mm, mm, mm.
But anyway, I
Lord. Yeah, I don't go through phones. The one time I did go through it, like I said, my intuition is so great. For me, it was just confirmation. I was like, oh, okay, so I was right.
that's
And that
crazy.
was the end of that. But yeah, no phones for me. I'm over that stage.
But all right, let's move on. We got a last topic today before we get into listener letters. This one is my only contribution to this week's episode. So this amazing episode was mainly brought to you from the mind of Tia. I'm sorry, lady. Um, but this one is honestly one that's coming from me from something that I've seen before, right? And that's dating someone with some badass kids.
Oh,
Listen, because my kids they can be wild like as far as playing, but they know like if we have guests or whatever, if I snap or we have our things where they get it together. But my kids are kids. Like I let them play, I let them roughhouse, but they're not bad at all. I mean, when I say bad, I mean like if you out with your woman or your dude and they kid is with you and you saying, "Hey, stop touching it," and the motherfucker looks at you up and down, like that type of bad.
or
Because my
start
thing is,
cussing.
listen, if I can't whoop your kids, don't bring them around me.
Mm-hmm.
That is my standard. I'm real talk. If I can't, if you're gonna get upset by me correcting your children, let me not go right to whooping because that I don't have to whoop my kids, so I don't. If I need to, I will. But if you get offended by me telling your kid, "Hey, bro," You need to calm down, or you gonna go stand it. If I can't discipline your kids, that's the better
Mhm.
word than whoop. If I can't discipline your kids, don't bring them around me. I'm letting you know right now that you do not bring them around me, because if they do some wild shit,
Yes.
it's going down. Okay, what do you
I'm
what? And
feeling you on this.
I wanted your perspective, especially as someone who doesn't have your own kids, like dealing with somebody who has badass kids.
Listen, I don't even typically deal with a dude that got kids. So if I'm open enough to do it, like you said, if we get to a point where we're in a relationship, I have to know that I can discipline them and not like beat them, like you said, but correct them, put them in their place, tell them they need a timeout. And I also have to have some type of relationship and be cordial with the mom because, you know, that whole parenting thing is tricky. I don't want the mother think that I'm doing something discipline wise that you and the other parent don't do. Like we all need to be on the same page. What can and can't I do as far as discipline? And I need to be able to call you and tell you, hey, little Jimmy just did XYZ. Now I told them to go sit in the corner, but I just wanted to let you know so that you were aware that they were doing XYZ. But I hate bad kids. I will not deal with a nigga that got bad kids. I will not. I've my girlfriend, one of my girlfriends has a kid that cusses her out all the time.
See,
That hits her, tells her to shut up. This little boy is 3. 3. Whew, I
I
can't.
can't do it.
Can't
I
do
cannot
it.
do it. I will beat the shit out your kid. I'm letting you
I correct kids that I see that are bad in the grocery store. Like
see.
I'll give them a look. If they're running up and down the aisle, I'll be like, where's your mother? Stop running before you fall. Like I'm that kind of person. So if I can't do that to my person's kids, I can't do
And see, my thing is too is like also I will beat your baby daddy ass.
it.
So like real talk, if you got badass kids and you got and your baby daddy don't discipline them either, and if he comes to me like I heard you made little Jimmy stand in the corner, you gonna be fucking standing in the corner too, bruh. Real talk. Like fuck all that. Don't come to me with no crazy shit. Yeah, your son bad as shit, and I beat his ass. Do you want the same thing he got? Y'all can have
Oh my
matching titties on
god.
y'all head. It ain't nothing more embarrassing too than when you beat your girlfriend baby daddy ass. Like that shit is like,
I don't even see you dealing with a woman who has a wild baby father that you would have to check like that. I don't see
listen,
that.
listen. I've been through some shit.
That seemed like too much drama for you.
You weren't even in the UO group when old girl baby daddy hopped in my DMs and I had to get him together real quick.
What happened?
So that's the story for off air. We'll talk about that off air. Talk about that off air. It wasn't even like that. Like all because especially in UO, people did a lot of like posting people who they thought were cute or whatnot. This motherfucker must have been lurking and saw that happen and decided to try to hop in my DMs like, hey, you mess with my baby mama. So me being the asshole I am because I
Oh,
was disrespected that you came in my DMs. I was like, well, if I'm probably fucking her. Like I because I had a
I
fuck.
remember
Yeah,
that. Because you were posting screenshots. I remember that. That was funny.
I will embarrass your baby daddy.
You were trolling. That was funny.
Listen, because I'm in the peaceful confines of my own home in Columbus, Ohio. How dare you? How dare you come and bother me? And then people don't realize that I fight like legit, like I'm training for MMA right now, but I also have 2 black belts in Krav Maga and Jiu-Jitsu. I will fuck you up. Like it's not even a question. That's why I walk around the way that I do, because it's very few people on this planet who can fuck with me when it comes to these hands. I will fuck your baby daddy up.
Jesus Christ.
That's all I'm saying. Like, yeah. Um, but yeah,
Oh, let's see that.
I can't deal with nobody's badass kids. Like I will snatch somebody up quick. And if your daughter got that skeet onion ponytail, I'm joning her if she try to get on my nerves. Like I'm just saying,
Jeez,
I
really?
joan kids. I joan people kids all the time. Like
You join on people all the time.
that's what I
Kids
do.
ain't exempt.
Yeah.
And
No.
I just found out today I ain't exempt
Oh
either.
yeah, you. Because I know you thought you was exempt. I had to give it to you. I'm like, you know what? She thinks she gonna skate by unscathed. It's not
I
gonna
didn't
happen.
even do nothing.
Don't
I
matter.
was
You,
minding my business,
you can get these.
laughing at everybody else, and here you come. Jeez. Not one joke, but two jokes.
I mean, shit.
I
Jeremy
got
got
some
like
for
3. Don't worry, people got multiple jokes. You all right? You didn't see what I did to Candace Lacey, did you?
which one? You did a few for her, didn't you?
Oh, you got to go in there. I got her and her Karen crew. But
Lord.
anything left on badass kids before we get into these emails?
No.
Go ahead. We're gonna take a break. When we come back, we're gonna be reading emails from our listeners. We'll catch you guys right after this.
Mm-hmm. Hilarious.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we are back to read your emails, and this first one that I got, Tia, you want to read the first one? Do you have it up?
I don't.
You suck. You came unprepared. You're gonna have to start reading some of these emails, player.
Listen,
I
remember,
got
I was supposed to be using
submitted
the
your little
camera.
topic. So next week we need topics and for you to read some of these emails. But well, I got them this week. Don't worry, I got you.
Gotcha, gotcha,
Um,
gotcha.
so the first one, the title of this one, I ended a 10-year friendship that became toxic/abusive. How do I move on without talking to them? I think this is a good one because we talk about toxic a lot when it comes to relationships, not friendships. So the email reads, "Hi, I recently ended a 10-year-long friendship that turned toxic after they had verbally abused and threatened me. I went to therapy for it to identify toxic traits to improve if I was the toxic one. Turns out I was gaslit, demeaned, verbally abused, etc. I blocked them from all social media, messaging apps, and they were my roommate, but I'm staying with my partner during quarantine. It's been really hard to move on because I have a lot of sadness, angers, feelings, or betrayal. What are some of the ways to move forward without talking or to see them?" First of all, I got this question asked. Were you
Hmm.
fucking your friend? Because this seems like
That's a lot, right?
that's a lot. Like to say that you have a lot of sad, like, and I get it. Friendships can be very deep in a lot of ways. Friendships are even deeper than like romantic relationships because your friends sometimes last longer than romantic relationships, right? But
Yeah.
at the same time, you seem kind of, I don't know. You seem extremely hurt by this, and I don't know the depth of your friendship. Maybe you guys were more like sisters than just friends. But at the same time, like people, the way that I feel like it is that people just need to earn the right to not only be in your life, but to continue being in your life. And
Right.
I don't think like that time dictates the right for somebody to be in your life. So no matter what, if you guys were friends for 10 years and maybe that relationship was great the first two or three, first five or whatever, and it turned sour at some point, that person is now stopped earning the right to be in your life. So don't feel, I think like if you get over some of that feeling of like, well, this person should be able to still be in my life, then a lot of the other stuff will go away. There's no point in being sad and anger. Like, work it out. Like, go and scream. Do whatever you need to do. Write it down. Get it out. But at the same time, when you get it out and release it, release that person with it. You don't have to see them anymore.
Right.
You have no kids with them. This is just a friendship. There is nothing in your life to say that you have to still see or interact with this person. And we need to do a better job as people sometimes at cutting people out of our life and just letting them go and moving the fuck on. What do you think?
I think she needs to pack up all her shit when she know this chick is at work and move the fuck out.
Boyfriend show. If you're worried about it like turning physical, have your boyfriend come with you.
Yeah. Or have another female you know is ready to throw hands if she acts stupid type shit because you can't always avoid it. Like I said, if you know her work schedule and you can go get everything you need up out of there, while she's at work, that's the way that you can avoid seeing her and speaking to her. But shit, if y'all living together and y'all still got leases together and all that, get a lawyer involved. Tell the leasing office, like, hey, I'm going through a situation. Do everything possible you can do without having to talk to her directly.
Yeah. But
But
sometimes
that friendship is over.
yeah, that friendship is over. And like at some point, like if you haven't told her already, um, like write a letter, like an email, whatever. Like sometimes you need to just tell people, like, look, this is what I've noticed. It's not up for discussion, but I'm letting you know our friendship is over unless you can correct these things. Um, but at the same time, I'm not saying that
Man,
that's needed. I'm saying sometimes some people need that to close that door themselves. But I'm all for like cutting motherfuckers off in peace. Like they just don't have access to you anymore.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
not one to talk, especially when it comes to my female friends, because I feel like they know me better than anybody else. So if it gets to a point in our friendship where you are being that toxic to me, ain't nothing to talk about. You know what you did. You know it wasn't going to sit well with me, and you know I wasn't going to tolerate it. So ain't no discussion need to be had, as far
that's
as
a
I'm
fact.
concerned.
That's a fact.
I would go ghost quick as hell,
You gotta
and
do
not
what you
think
gotta do.
twice about it.
Yeah, yeah. You protect your peace at all costs.
Amen.
That is what I live by in 2020. If it's affecting my peace and my peace of mind, and hell, giving me anxiety, peace, you got to go. Like,
That anxiety is no fucking joke, okay?
yeah, fuck all that.
It
Like,
ain't no. It make you sick. It make you hyperventilate. Listen, it ain't worth it. It ain't
yeah.
worth it.
And I'm
Just
somebody who, even though I'm quiet, I'm super quiet. I'm usually always in the same mood. I can laugh, I can joke, I can talk shit at any point in time. And if I ever start feeling like not myself, then shit gotta go, man. Like it's just real talk.
yep. That or I start asking questions
Yeah,
like, what's
yeah,
going on here? What's happening? I'm
exactly.
something feel off, and I can't put my finger on it. But what is it? What, do you feel it too? Cause I feel it.
Exactly.
You feel
E-
it?
Exactly. Exactly. Well, let's move on from that. Next one that we got. Should I be upset that my boyfriend doesn't want me to be there when he spends time with his family? That is a weird one. All right.
It was.
And the reason I say that is because who doesn't want like let me read the email because I'm about to go ahead and start spilling the beans. Let me read the emails. It's not too long. So my boyfriend and I have been together for more than 4 years and are planning to go on vacation together to the Dominican Republic. He was born there and his first language is Spanish. He moved to the US when he was about 15. I am also Hispanic, but I do not speak and only understand Spanish minimally. That's more common than what I think we realize. Anyway, so my job is allowing me to take a 2 week vacation, and I told him about it. I decided it would be nice to go to the DR. We've been there once before, so that he can take a chance to visit his family as well. When I told him that, he said that he liked to do that, but that he would spend 1 week with me there, and the second week he'd like me to fly back home so that he can be with his family. I honestly don't know how to feel about this, considering I would already be in the DR, and I know most of his family or have been introduced already in both DR and US. We live together in his family's house. His family practically calls me his wife, so I don't know if I should feel hurt at the fact that he doesn't want me there. I guess it wouldn't hurt as much if he just planned a separate trip to go see them, but he's literally asking me to cut my vacation short and go home just so he can be alone with them. Am I wrong for feeling upset about this?
No.
Fuck no. Like that shit is weird, fam. And I'm someone who I like my peace and I like my solitude and all that good shit. But at the same time, I could never imagine going somewhere with the person that I'm with, it being where my family lives, and saying, "Oh, I'm gonna go see my family. You fly all the way back fucking home." What? Where does that? This nigga must have a wife or some kids he ain't told you about.
Okay, so it's funny that this came up because I was just on live last night and I was saying that I don't necessarily believe that couples have to vacate together all the
Mhm.
time.
And I would agree with that too.
But if we're already on vacation and you're
Mm.
asking me to fly back because you don't want me to see, I would have so many questions. First of all, why? Why you don't want me to come see your family now and I've already met them?
Yeah.
Like if it's a instance where you just need space and you want to just be by yourself to decompress or whatever, then I need you to say that. But to not like to leave that out and just say, oh well, you should just fly back home. First of all, I already asked for 2 weeks off. My plan was to go to DR for 2 weeks.
Mhm.
So I'm not leaving early. Now, if you want to go see your family, then you can go do that. But I'm not leaving early. I'm staying here. This is my vacation too, and I'm going to enjoy it just like you're going to enjoy it. But it is hella weird for him to say he doesn't want her to come along. Like, does he have a girl over there that the family knows about that
That's what
is
I'm
going to
saying.
be there?
It
Like,
seems really strange.
Does he just need some space? Like, what else is going on in their relationship to where he feels like he doesn't want to be around her for the full 2 weeks?
She sucking more dick. Like I ain't never sent nobody away who sucks enough dick. I ain't never sent nobody away who I know is gonna suck some dick when I need him. Now let me stop playing. You know, that's my thing. Um but no, real talk, this is really strange. And I don't even
It
say
is.
that to like it's hard to process all of this because I usually try to put myself in both shoes to say, all right, well, maybe this is what he's feeling. Maybe he is feeling smothered, right? Maybe he
Maybe.
just wants some time by himself with his family. But at the same time, I wouldn't try to execute that while we're on vacation together. I
Right.
would say, you know, maybe I'll take a third week, right? And maybe I'll go down there a week before you, give my little time to decompress. I'll get you off the plane when you fly down in the week, and let's enjoy our 2 weeks together. And maybe we still go out and see my family. Like I just there's not never a situation in which I would say something like this. That's why it's hard for me to understand because
It
it's
don't make
mad
sense.
confusing. It doesn't at all.
Yeah, it don't make sense. I don't know, honey. I don't. You need to just ask a bunch of questions, and if you get some answers that you don't quite believe, then ask some more questions. Like,
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I think one thing that we agree on: don't cut your vacation short. If he wants to go
oh,
stay with his
absolutely
family,
not.
be there. And you stay in the hotel y'all was in together and figure out something to do. Like, you not finna send me back home. Fuck that.
No.
Fuck, I wish a
Like,
woman would say,
this
yeah,
vacation
this
was
is my
my
vacation too.
idea.
Fuck all that. You out your fucking mind.
No. Now, if she really wanted to be petty, she could have somebody else come up while he was with his family, but that's a whole nother story. We're not gonna go
But see,
there.
I wouldn't even like real talk. Let's say we are in that situation, right? Let's say I'm with the person I'm talking to, we're on vacation together in wherever, and I'm like, oh, my dad, let's say California, because my dad lives in California. I'm like, I want to go spend either a couple days or a week with my dad in the middle of this vacation. I would honestly suggest, like, hey, why don't you have your best friend come fly in so you can hang out? If I just wanted some one-on-one time with my dad, and I say, well, you know, I don't want to leave you alone, so why don't you have Sheila fly out here? You guys can go kick it or whatever
Yeah.
on me, because this is something that I'm impeding on, but I'm gonna go hang out with my dad for a week. That's cool, right?
Yeah, that's cool. Because
Yeah,
you found a solution and you're paying for it. So
exactly.
I can deal with that. But this shit is awkward.
This is
You need
weird.
to
Like
ask a whole bunch of questions. You need to
nigga
get to the bottom of this
telling you the nigga must have some kids.
ASAP.
He
The
got some
bottom.
kids there, or ex-wife, or some maybe an old fling that he's trying to see,
Or
or
maybe somebody
something.
he met on Instagram or Facebook and he trying to meet him. Who fucking knows? But
Yeah,
it's weird either way. And she need to ask as many questions as possible until she feel comfortable. And if she don't feel comfortable, she needs to reconsider. Because this
there
is
you go.
awkward as fuck.
There you go. That's it. Well, I think we killed that one. That's it for this week's episode. We got nothing left. Make sure you guys go and check out Tia's feet only page, OnlyFans
What?
page.
I was not advertising that. I don't even have a good amount of pictures up yet. Thank you very much, sir. God damn it, Cordero. I wasn't ready for that. Shit. You've
I
just
feel
been
like
on one today.
I felt like I had to do that because
You've been
this
on one today.
there's been once every episode we've recorded together that I've caught you off guard with something that I hadn't did it. So I was like, I'm gonna throw this in at the end.
Okay, wait a minute now.
Oh my god.
This is another week. Have you got your ass eaten yet?
No, I haven't got my ass eaten. It's not gonna happen. It's not going to happen.
I
I'm
keep
telling you.
hearing you, but
I'm
I
telling
don't
you.
believe you.
You won't if it ever if for some reason, let's just say God forbids that somebody either accidentally, well, not accidentally, they catch me off guard and eats my ass, or I just say fucking and let somebody eat my ass. I'm probably gonna call you while I'm doing it, like, bitch, you never guess what's happening. Right? I'm isn't that how y'all call each other? Like, bitch.
Well, that took a left, but all right, I'll take that.
I'm like, hey, lady.
I'll be
Yeah,
like, video
yeah.
me. I
You
want to
answer the phone.
see it.
You answer the phone. Hey, sugar. I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm finna video chat you on Instagram real quick.
You
I'm gonna be
got
laying on
to.
my stomach. I'm just gonna pick up the camera, like, look.
You got to, because otherwise I wouldn't believe you. I got to see it to believe it. I got to see it. But I'm down for that. I told you it's going to happen sooner than you think.
Oh man, that is so
Mhm.
funny. Oh
Just
god.
make sure you use the Dr. Bronner's peppermint soap so
I'm not
that you're
having peppermint
prepared.
ass for nobody. Matter of fact, just because you said that, I'm gonna make sure I'm not gonna manscape for the next 2 years. I'm just gonna let that shit go every fucking where.
All
I'm gonna
right,
break that
Whoopi.
shit up.
You don't need a whoopee down there, okay?
I'm gonna break that shit up.
If you can't eat no whoopee like that, then you can't expect no dick sucking or nothing with
Is
a
it?
whoopee
Oh,
prop.
then it's gonna be like a little old school '70s shag, like things that hung down to get my dick sucked. I'm gonna spread the braids, and then
It's gonna look like dreadlocks. No, that's disgusting. Nobody wants to do that. Ugh. And then it comes with smell. See, that's why you need the Dr. Bronner's. I'm trying to tell you. I'm
I
putting
can
you on to
stand
some
your ass.
shit.
This has been another episode of Badass. So we are out this bitch. T, go ahead and give me your social media.
Catch me on Instagram at the First Lady DAFIRST_LADI and Tia the First Lady on Facebook.
And you can follow me at CEO Hayes, that's CEO Haize. You can follow us collectively at Love Lust and BAS Pod. Make sure you send me feedback, questions, comments, concerns, love, lust, and BAS at gmail.com. We are the number one adult podcast in the land. We coming for that top spot. At one point, this podcast was listed in the top 30 of all comedy podcasts on iTunes. We gonna get back to that.
Nice.
So I'm just saying, we getting back. We coming back for our spot. Y'all had
Let's
some
do
time
it.
while we were on break or whatnot. We gotta come back. We let y'all have a minute. We coming back for our spot. We gonna get back to it. But that's it. We out this bitch. Peace.
Good night.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.